So then, you were always to see you had all these starts. Were you surprised that, when you got to the NFL, you see all these linemen going in the first round? Were you kind of shocked, disappointed, kind of expected to see, where you fell in that fifth round?
No, honestly, I thought it was probably going to go a little higher, being that so many guys got drafted so early. But for me, one thing I felt like that really got me was my combine. My combine wasn't the best, so I felt like that was a big, that was a notch on my belt. But other than that, my film was solid, and stands to this day, if it wasn't, solid, I don't think I would be on into my eighth season as far as me being able to play this game. With that year being, that was probably one of the most loaded drafts ever for linemen, and so I think it was just really a competitive ass year to come out too. There's a lot of people, a lot of good players who got drafted that year. To get drafted amongst those guys, in general, was huge.
Yeah. So, I kind of want to talk a little bit about the combine, because every year you have guys that basically spike their draft cap because of how good their combine is. Other guys ruin it. And at the same time, there's always someone on the other side saying the combine's useless. Watch the tape. That'll tell you all you need to know. What are your thoughts on the combine experience from, a player perspective, and if it's actually, valid in, your draft cap?
Honestly, looking back at it, it's really it's hard to explain. It's a lot of people. For me personally, I don't think it's worth the shit. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like you could look like Tarzan and play like Jane all day, but there's guys who don't perform as well at the combine who end up being some of the best players. We don't get invited to the combine and end up being some of the best players to ever play the game. So I feel like when it comes to football and sports, like you really, the valuation comes watching someone's game tape. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? In the NFL, like past the combine, it's not like they're going to be, hey, in the middle player, I want you to jump 48 yards in the middle, or I want 48 feet, or I want you, you have to do. Don't get me wrong, like I'm saying, you have to be an athlete, but playing the game at a high level at a D1 institute should show coaches, all they need to see.
Do the drills that linemen have to do at the combine accurately represent, what they're going to need to do on the field?
Not necessarily. I think it's gotten better. As far as them start implementing drills, like more combination stuff and working with center and guards, working with tackles and kind of things of that sort, seeing how people fit into blocks and footwork. I think that's gotten better. The hip drill is another one. Seeing, linemen getting to switch their hips, that's also a good one. I think the drills for the most part has been solid for linemen, but I think it's the testing part that's more the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really reflect a player, a lineman's ability to play the game of football.
Yeah. Yeah, actually the one thing I'm still pissed about was I put some money down on Joey Bosa a couple of years ago, because at this point he was projected like the number 1, number 2 pick. So I was like, okay, easy bet. The next day he had his combine workout, and then I just watched my money basically go down the toilet just because how slow his 40 was that year. I think that's what it was. Everyone started to doubt it. Yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, everyone started to doubt him after his 40 came out, and it was like, I think it was a 4.9 or something like that was not supposed to be that speed for him. And then it was just like everyone started backing off if he was going to be what he was expected to be, and it cost me some money at the same time.
Yeah, but then look at him now.
Yeah, exactly, right?
He's a good football player. So
yeah,
that just goes to show you that it's more, and another thing too is, I feel like when it comes to combine and stuff like that, it's hard to, the way people play the game is huge. I think that's something that always get overlooked. People's ability to maintain their composure throughout the game, stay focused, continue to execute. Like, I'm saying, those are players, that go slept on. And those are the players, that at the end of the day, maybe because they didn't test that well or they didn't look a certain way, didn't get that typical, prototypical opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then, going in, back to your draft, you're drafted by the Jets. Was that kind of like the hometown dream for you, being drafted by, your home team?
Yeah, it was really cool, man. Being in Virginia for 4 years and coming back and being able to play for the hometown and being around my family, always being able to come to the games and things like that was huge for me because, it was a big transition in the NFL, me not being able to play as much as I wanted to my rookie year. and having my friends, and not my friends, having my family close to help me get through some of those tough times was huge. You know, so it was a blessing. It was a blessing to have them around and be playing, you know, for the New York team.